we have a special edition of the show this week, in that it's got an arbitrary number attached to it. It's our 30th show.
Yay!
There we are. There we are. Ooh. Now, something else episode is that we're recording at 10:15, basically, p.m. Eastern, which is 12 hours later than we normally record, and I'm still tired. So we got this going. Very nice.
Excellent.
How are you guys doing today?
Great.
I'm doing great too. So
Good. Well,
I don't know. I'm not that tired.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
My legs are
like-
tired.
You've been walking up some steps?
Well, garage sales.
Oh, yeah. All
Or
right,
yard
well,
sales. I'm sorry.
Yard markets.
Yes, yard markets.
Okay, well, we're going to start. We're going to get down to it. We got a lot of cool stuff this week. One of the things that I'm the most excited about, and I actually think it's probably the biggest news item this week, is that not Netflix, Nintendo kind of outlined their Switch's paid online service, which is now going to launch in 2018. It's basically going to have a Netflix-style catalog of games for as of now only the NES, and right now we only know that it's going to include Super Mario Bros. 3, Dr. Mario, and Balloon Fight. And
What
they're
a
gonna
selection.
have games.
For $20 a month.
$20 a year.
Oh, sorry, $20 a year.
$20 a month would be great.
But
For Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
NES Dr. Mario with online
Right.
play. So that means
Ooh.
I can play Dr. Mario with Jason if I want to,
That is
or anyone
fun.
with a Switch. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think I've read this several times and I still don't really understand it.
Well, what don't you get?
I don't know. I mean, it's a selection. What is the selection? Is it going to be? I mean, it's just going to be NES games. Is it going to be static? It's just going to be one set of NES games. Is it going to be remixes? It just to me, it sounds like it's some kind of like pack of NES games that you can get, and that's it.
Right. Well, I think it's pretty similar to the Games Pass that Microsoft is doing. You're going to be able to download and play them as long as you have access to this subscription.
Okay.
And Nintendo did give statements to some other outlets, and they said that right now it's only going to include NES games, but other console games will be up for consideration in the future. So that would be SNES and Nintendo 64 and stuff like that. But there's no
What?
official information
But-
on that.
Eric,
What?
what is the problem with just including SNES games and N64 games right off the bat?
I'm not an internet engineer. I don't know.
But listen, when there's new games that get posted to the Nintendo Network every week, right? And well,
Presumably.
to a degree. But I don't understand what the problem is. Just including like a wide swath of Nintendo classics in this, because that would get a lot of people to sign up. I'm not feeling that a couple of NES games is going to do it.
I totally agree with you. It's the NES, by the way,
The NES?
and I agree with you that
Is that what you're referring to?
if they were to front load this and put, Legend of Zelda, Mario, all the classic NES games, and then also the SNES version of the games, like Link to the Past and Super Mario World and Super Metroid and all these, and really front loaded it, and they added to it constantly. So there was no virtual console that you could, even they think they should have that anyway for people who don't want this service.
No, I think they should.
But I think the entire virtual console catalog should be available on this.
Yeah.
So every game that they put on the virtual console should be available through this subscription service.
Yeah.
Just get access to, because you're buying into Nintendo's, admittedly, it's probably not going to be great internet infrastructure. So
Why do you say that?
I mean, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic.
Yes, I am being sarcastic. I can't imagine Nintendo having a great service. I'm sorry.
That's what I mean. So,
Yeah.
and it's only $20 a year, but if that included the entire Virtual Console library, I think that'd be fine.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I would pay $60 a year if you get access to the entire Virtual Console library, as it stood on the Wii.
Yeah, I would probably do that too.
So that's
I'm just puzzled by this.
we might find out more next weekend.
I'm sure we will, but
maybe.
Yeah, I really shouldn't say I'm sure we will. We possibly will.
Right. Well,
there's an off chance.
Yeah. I don't know. I have some predictions for E3 that we'll get to.
Okay.
Later on. So
it sounds like a horror show.
What?
Horror, because we're going into Canarium. We're gonna start talking about and it's horror. I get it?
I do get it.
Damn
and
it.
I get it. The madness, the insanity of the horror. I understand. And so this looks pretty cool.
It does.
If you're a fan of spooky romps, as Jason wrote in his story here.
Indeed.
Canarium launches. When did it launch? I'm looking right here.
June 6th. It's on June 6th, so this Tuesday.
Okay, great. So it's going to come out. It comes out by the time this episode is live. This game will be available, and it's apparently being billed as a sequel to At the Mountains of Madness, which was a novella that Lovecraft wrote, about 100 pages or so.
Is that all it is?
Yeah, I don't think it's a full novel. I haven't read it, but I'm pretty sure it's not a full novel.
Yeah, I haven't read it either.
I really like H.P. Lovecraft because he has a short story called The Music of Erich, and it's spelled with the same way my name is spelled. So I enjoy that.
It's a good reason to like him.
It's a good story, too. It's creepy. But
okay.
I was drawn to it because it has my name spelled.
And Nadia, of course, you will be playing this, right? I know you're not into horror stuff. That's why.
No. If you want me to have a heart attack, then by all means.
Then stay far away, please. I probably won't be playing this either because I'm not that into horror either. But I think we are going to have a review up of this. I think Mac is going to be working on a review of it. So
awesome. Yeah,
but it looks pretty cool.
This is one of those things where I actually haven't had a chance to look at the launch trailer yet, so shame on me. You guys can all shame me for that later.
Shame. I'll shame you now.
I'm not sure my computer could handle it. I tend to not trust it with new releases. So I wish it would get a console launch because I love the Lovecraft, man.
Well, this game endeavors to challenge what we normally consider to be the absolute limits of nature. So your PC may not be able to handle it. I'm not sure.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that. It's good. Okay. I thought you were going to say maybe it would inspire my computer or some such.
No. I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. This doesn't seem like something that technically crazy, so you never know, but yeah, you're right.
Oh well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Rick, what do you you gonna play this boy?
Probably not. I don't really play these games.
Yeah, I got you.
It kind of has an Outlast kind of a feel to it because there's no combat.
Yeah.
It's just running away.
Constantly running.
Yeah, although they did say you can find ways to kill the bad guys. It's just that you don't have like an M16 or something like that.
How do you fight the monsters of the Lovecraft universe? I don't understand.
I don't know. Magic spells?
Yeah, I guess.
You should have to befriend them and become best friends with
Aw,
them. Friendship.
that's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
too.
You have to turn them into not horrific monstrosities. You have to make them sane.
No, you just befriend them.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
You know, they're still crazy, hideous monsters. It's just, be their buddy. That's all.
Yeah.
In a game, they gave you guys could like go out to bars together, go play catch in the park.
See, this is the kind of thing. Go to the dog run together.
There we go.
Perfect.
And he'd have like a weird little creature thing.
Yeah, this is great. See, this is gold. Whoever is listening to this, if anyone is listening to this, make this
Gaming
game.
gold.
Well, moving right along, we have some
Okay.
the newest Tokyo RPG Factory. Their newest project was announced May 30th, I think, and it's called Lost Sphere. So if anybody doesn't know who Tokyo RPG Factory is, it's the company who made I Am Setsuna, which was it took the combat cues from Chrono Trigger, and I played a good bit of it. It's pretty good. It's an RPG, So, you guys have any thoughts on this?
I am totally unfamiliar.
Excellent.
Well, I checked it out briefly, and it actually looks kind of cool. So for an RPG,
Yeah, Nadia, did you play I Am Setsuna?
I've heard of it, but I have not played it. No.
Well, it's not a strategy RPG, but it's a JRPG, and it's
Okay.
pretty. You should look into it because
Okay.
I feel like you might like it, but it's
Okay.
not strategy like Fire Emblem or anything like that.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's pretty good, and it's I'm not sure if they released it on the PS3. I know it's on the PS4 and the Switch, but I'm not sure about anywhere else.
Setsuna?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Well, that kind of sucks because I only have the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita, and that's pretty much it.
Maybe on the Vita.
Yeah. Well, if
It
they
might,
have it for the Vita, then yeah.
but I'm not sure. Anyway, I liked that game. I didn't finish it, but I liked what I played of it. And this looks like it could be more uh, similar tones, so pretty excited for this.
It's on the Vita.
Okay,
Nice.
that's good. That's good.
And the PC.
Oh,
So there you go.
yeah, check into that, Nadia. And if you decide to
Okay.
play, let us know what you think.
Okay.
So, yeah, no one likes the news bits.
I wish I could add something to the Lost Sphere thing. It's a neat name, but I have no idea what it is.
No, that's fine. I feel feeling you and Rick will be able to talk a bit more about the next one because I am a dummy and didn't know this.
No,
But
you're not.
Red Hood, who is the character Red Hood, is not actually the Joker, even though the Joker was Red Hood for one brief, unfortunate evening.
Very unfortunate evening.
It turned him into the Joker. So, yeah, I'd say unfortunate. Anyway, I think he looks pretty neat. What do you guys think of him in Injustice from his trailer?
Well, I like Red Hood as a character. I guess he looks okay. It's what you'd expect. Some martial arts stuff, lots of gunplay. He looks cool. Very, very comic booky. They didn't change the look very much.
Cool.
But other than that, yeah, I mean, I'll try him out.
Yeah, for sure. His moveset looked pretty cool actually when I watched the trailer, so I'm pretty excited about that. And I think hopefully you'll be able to like get armor for him as well. So I think that'll be pretty fun to change his looks around and whatnot. So I don't know, I'm a lot more excited than I initially was when we heard about him. So that's pretty cool.
You know, it'd be cool. I guess this would completely defeat his name, but it would be cool to have an alternate, like where you could remove the red helmet and just have him with the little red domino mask.
Yeah, it'd be
That
cool
would be
too.
pretty cool.
Yeah. You never know
I guess not.
till he comes out.
That's right. Do you remember? I don't know if you guys are going to remember this, but it was just like 2 years ago. But there was a lot of talk about how people thought Joker in the DC movie universe was going to turn out to be Jason Todd. Does anybody remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
It was like every other day there was a rumor about that.
In the Batman movie, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
In Suicide Squad, everybody, it's just ridiculous. I guess because they just didn't want Joker to be tattooed, but oh well. It's not. So
Comic
His tattoos are
booky.
fake. He just wears them.
yeah, they're iron-on.
Yeah, that's it.
This is kind of comic booky, but I just want to say that I forgot to put Jason's comic rack in the notes for the show.
Oh
I'm
man.
very sorry for this.
Oh, my segment got cut.
No, not cut.
We were
I
over budget, Jason. We needed to cut stuff out.
Damn it.
We can still talk about comics though if you want.
Yeah, listen, there's a few things I could talk about. So when we get to it,
Cool. Good
we'll
stuff.
get to it. Yeah. We have new
And
releases first.
Well, we actually have the PlayStation Plus games. Burning through new items. Burning through them.
Okay.
We got Killing Floor 2 and Life is Strange on the PS4.
Man.
And I think this is a great lineup. But I already own Killing Floor 2. But that's okay because it's a good game and now more people will be playing it. That's really all I have to say. Anyone here have any experience with either of these two games?
I've played the first episode of Life is Strange. It's pretty good. Weird, but it's good.
It's pretty Telltale-like, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
sort of.
But
You can control like where you walk around and stuff though too. So there's like a little bit more freedom, I would say.
Oh, okay.
At least what I have experienced.
That's neat.
Yeah.
All I could say about that is that I know that Life is Strange is very popular, so it really doesn't surprise me that it's a PlayStation Plus game. So
Yeah.
I'm not into either one, but
yeah,
that's me.
Well, Killing Floors, it's multiplayer, but it's co-op multiplayer. There is a
Yeah.
verse mode, but that's whatever. It's fun to just drop into a game, pick a class, and mow down wave after wave after wave of mutant zombies. It's fun.
It's like monsters, right? You're fighting.
Yeah, they're not zombies. They're mutant zombie monsters. Basically, they're not just zombies. There's one class of enemy that is kind of like a zombie, but that's the only one. Like the rest of them have like one has a chainsaw on his arm connected to his arm. Think Ash from that film, that movie.
From that thing.
Franchise, yeah. And
Darkness.
yes, yep, that's it. That's the
Evil
one.
Dead.
Shop smart. Shop. Yep.
You got that?
Yep.
Okay.
And so it's pretty fun. Enjoy it. It's a good game to play with friends. Anyway.
Games with friends. Very nice.
That's right. For those of us who have friends, which is not us.
Oh my.
Just kidding. We all have friends. Anyway.
This is turning into a very sad show.
No, it's not sad. We have lots of fun things coming up. Like games coming up in June. New releases.
That's right. We do. And there's a lot of them.
There are.
Including some big ones.
I need to get this open real quick so I can talk about it intelligently. You want to start taking us through?
Sure, why not? Well, we already saw Tekken 7. That came out on Friday. The Friday before we're recording this. And this coming Tuesday, which would be June 6th, We've got Tropico 5 complete on the Xbox One. We've got The Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Dirt 4 on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. That's a racing game, if people don't know. I don't know what this is. Super Best Zonic, but it's exclusive to PS4. I'm pretty excited about Wipeout Omega Collection on PS4 because I loved the Wipeout games and I haven't played one in a really long time. And that comes out this week, so that should be cool. And then also Dark Rose Valkyrie, and I think that's on PS4 also. But it looks like I forgot to write that down, so
That'll be fine.
I think so.
Victor Vran comes out on Tuesday too.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Okay, so there you go, Victor Vran also, and that's a really cool game.
Yeah, I'm really digging it.
Awesome.
Looking at this list, we've got some other cool ones. Valkyria Revolutions, which is the sequel to Valkyria Chronicles, right? Comes out on June 27th. The Insane Trilogy comes out. The Crash Bandicoot, of course.
Yay!
Yeah, right?
Micro Machines.
Micro Machines the 23rd for PS4 and Xbox One. Cave Story gets its Switch port, because that's necessary.
It's very
June
exciting.
ARMS releases June 16th, so like right in the middle of E3 there. Cars 3, Driven to Win.
It's the best.
One of the first PS4, Xbox One, Switch cross-plat games I've seen yet, so that's good to know.
If you'll be
And,
playing that.
I've got a review copy coming, so
Oh.
I'm just kidding, I don't.
Oh.
I wish.
We will have a review of ARMS up when that comes around.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. So, Jason, you've been playing the fighting games of this month so far.
I've been playing some of them.
Yeah. You guys picked, or at least I know you did, Jason. You pick up Tekken, right?
I did. I haven't actually had a chance to play it yet. I installed it. It took a frigging eternity to install. I don't know if this is a common thing or my Xbox just had a hiccup or something, but the counter did not move for an excessively long time when I was installing it. And then it finally just like after, I'm going to say after, I don't know, maybe 2 hours or so, it just like jumped up and finished within like a few seconds. But by then I was dead tired, so I just went to bed.
I got you.
Well, so that was my experience with that so far. But it looks good. I'm very excited to play it.
Okay.
And I will be reviewing it also. Just
oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, another recent review. It didn't actually release in June, but it released pretty recently, this last week. Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challengers.
Yes.
Is a exclusive with 2 new characters, Violent Ken and Evil Ryu.
Can I just say that Violent Ken is maybe the worst name ever?
I think Evil Ryu is just as dumb.
Well, it's true. Violent Ken? Come on. It's awful. There was no thought put into these names at all.
No.
I mean, I didn't even know who Violent Ken was supposed to be. I know his story now because I looked it up. And if people don't know, he is Ken dominated by M. Bison's, quotes, psycho power. So he's like a puppet, I guess, of M. Bison. There you go. That's Violent Ken.
What I can add to that to help you out,
please.
Yeah, okay. So one of the games that I played probably a couple of months back, I would think probably like in January or something, I mentioned an RPG that I was playing was called Project Cross Zone #2, and Ken and the Street Fighter characters, some of them are actually in this crossover. And he actually does get taken over by Bison. So I think if that helps, it does appear in one of the other franchises and the video game. So he does become kind of like evil. but yeah, That's what I could add to that. I know it's not very well thought out, but
I haven't. You know what, Nadia? I haven't. Well, that's good. I mean, I'm glad to know that is the what happens to him. But
yeah.
I haven't beat the game with him yet. I have to play through it with Violent Ken and
Yeah.
see what his story is. But playing Ultra Street Fighter 2, um, it's an old fighting game. It's there's nothing new about the engine of Street Fighter 2. It's aged. And playing it really brought like the all of the stuff that has happened to that genre and all the evolution that's taken place. And you go back and you play one of these early games, and it's so startling how I'm gonna say bare bones it is.
Wow.
It's it's probably not the right term because I mean the Street Fighter 2 engine is really it's really deep. It's a good fighting game, but it seems like there's not a lot going on. I'm used to this now where there's like story stuff and there's tons of characters and all kinds of stuff like that. And Street Fighter 2 is really not that way. And even Ultra Street Fighter 2, that's it's not what it is. You get the classic characters. You get, I mean, in the meat and potatoes game that's included with Ultra, it's basically just Super Street Fighter 2, but you have Evil Ryu and Violent Ken, and I mean, those are just riffs on existing characters. I know, I can't say without laughing either. Those are just riffs on existing characters. It's not even like they're new characters. It's just, I don't know. I mean, is it fun to play? Yes, because it's Street Fighter 2, but it's not. It's nothing groundbreaking, and I don't even know if I would. I really don't think I would recommend somebody pay full price for this, if that makes sense.
Right. Well, I plan on getting it for full price.
Do you?
Like $40, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that much.
I don't think I've ever actually bought Street Fighter 2. We were talking about this off air.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
I've played Street Fighter 2. I've just never personally bought it.
Yeah.
So it's not as though I've bought this game 50 times over the years and, you know. Plus, I think it's really neat to be able to have it on the Switch and just throw down in the middle of the subway with someone who's styling on you. You can prove it that you are the best Street Fighter.
Yes, that's true.
That's really all. I mean, I'm considering getting it, but I might not get it yet. But I
Yeah.
kind of want it.
I mean, it looks really good. I'm pretty sure this is exactly the same graphic set as the one that came out a couple of years ago, that EX remix or whatever it was called. But I mean, it looks terrific. The characters were designed by Udon, which is the comic book publisher of Street Fighter 2. So they're like really high quality. They look fantastic. The animations are great. Um, I mean, I mean, in the end, again, it's Street Fighter 2. For you, you are correct. I would say if you were thinking about picking up a version of Street Fighter 2, this would be the version to get. And it's not, maybe in your case, I would say it's cool. It would be fine to pick it up at full price. Um, Somebody like me who's played a dozen different versions of Street Fighter 2 and Super and all that stuff, I don't know if I could recommend that. Not for Evil Ryu and Violent Ken.
Do they even play differently? Like, what's their bit? What do they do?
One's evil and one's violent.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of gameplay, how are they
No,
different?
they are a little bit different. I'm trying to think now what the gimmick is with the two of them, but it's like one of them charges up. I think one of them charges up a super faster. One of them has a really fast recovery. If I remember correctly, I think that might be Ken. Stuff like that.
Does Ken have any new
Gotcha.
moves?
I don't believe so.
Because you remember how like Evil Ryu could like didn't he have that like fireball or something, and then you could do a different, or you could do the jump down kick like Akuma could or something.
Yeah, that's right. That that fire Hadouken. I think any version of Ryu could do that now. It's
Okay.
just I think it's just a full half circle forward.
Yeah, gotcha.
But yeah, I don't. I mean, I honestly I played Violent Ken once just to see what he was like, and I wasn't like shocked. Like, oh my god, he's so different.
Would you say he's more like just angry Ken?
Yeah, I don't really know if he's violent.
I think
He's
they're all violent.
slightly
Every
annoyed
character in
Ken.
this game is a little violent.
He's
Slightly
aggravated Ken. That's what he is.
Mildly annoyed.
non-friendly. He's non-friendly Ken.
Yeah, he's Ken who couldn't get like he couldn't open like a jar or something, and he's really
Ooh.
aggravated, and he's
Yeah, I get that.
and that's
Yeah.
what's going on there.
Nice.
There's a dramatic battle in here for those who like that. So
What's
it's
that mean?
two on one.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can you and a friend can pick characters and battle one other character.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. And then there's of course Way of the Hado.
How was that?
It's better not to talk about Way of the Hado. It's not that fun. You have to use the Joy-Con as a motion controller to do Street Fighter moves, to do Ryu's moves, and it's played in first person, and you fight off waves of Shadaloo soldiers.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That sounds pretty cool, actually.
it sounds it.
But it's not.
No, it's one of those things that again, it's is it fun for a couple of minutes? Yeah, sure. But if I'm going to play this, I'd rather play Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, of course. Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're going to play a motion-controlled fighting game, you'd want to play ARMS. Maybe.
Well, right. No, I think you're probably right. Don't pick certainly don't pick this up for Path of the Hado or Way of the Hado. Don't do that. If you're going to do that, wait for ARMS. You're absolutely correct. I have a feeling that's going to be a pretty good game. But and then of course you can change their colors, Eric. So
Oh yes.
yes,
The most important feature.
yes, you can have green Ryu if you want to.
Is E Honda in this game?
Yes, he is.
He's just the best. I love him.
He's great.
I love E Honda. I love his 100-hand slap.
You're not fighting E Honda. You're
No, I
fighting
know.
A Honda.
No! What? I don't know who that is.
Never mind.
Did you? Okay, this is kind of unrelated, but not really. You guys know the children's entertainment franchise Chuck E. Cheese, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Do you guys know what his real name is?
Oh no. The way you think it could sound, I'm gonna steer.
It's Charles Entertainment Cheese. Or Chuck E. Cheese.
What a revelation. Oh my god.
Found this out today on
No.
There are reasons to listen to this recording, and I would say that is reason number one. Revelations like that.
Yes. Yes.
Where else are you
You
going to find that?
You never know what I'm going to say. You
No.
just never know what's going to come out of my mouth.
Where are you going to find that, though? That news like that? Where?
I saw Twitter.
Well, maybe.
So, yeah. So Street
No.
Fighter Ultra 2 Final Challengers. Just kidding, because there's going to be another remix game out eventually.
Yeah.
That was all right.
Yeah.
But cool.
I gave it a 76. If you have not gone crazy with Street Fighter 2 and bought a million copies over the years, and I mean Street Fighter 2, not Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 3, whatever, then this is probably a little too low. You should probably rate it a little bit higher. But, for me, that's what it's worth.
Right. Sounds good. So I had a retro review this week.
Another Capcom game.
Another Capcom game from I'm not sure what year this game released, but I have a feeling it wasn't too long before Street Fighter 2. Is Mega Man 2. Late 80s I think this came out.
Wait, hang on. 88.
Okay, yeah, so late 80s. Mega Man 2 is pretty commonly referred to as the game that set Mega Man in its quality moving forward. Side-scrolling jump and shoot 'em game. That's basically what this game is. I gave it a 75. I'm noticing here, and that's just because the premise of this game, and it's a game from the 80s. What do you want? It doesn't matter. You run, you jump, and you shoot, but that all feels really good. The levels are all very well constructed. Even the water level, which I normally hate water levels, are done. I think it's probably one of my favorite levels in the game. And each level, each world looks different than the other ones, which is tough to do when you're making a game with the limitations that they were doing here. So, Mega Man 2 is pretty good. I gave it a 75 just because, like I said, the almost non-existent reason. But I don't know if that's something you can really hold against this game if you see this review, because you have to consider when it released and the storytelling ability from that age in the medium.
So it's just for the storytelling that you thought it was lacking.
I mean, yeah, but even now, like I know that's not totally fair because it's an NES game.
Yeah.
It's not an RPG.
Even the RPGs were a little bit lacking story.
Even they were. I don't like some games have text scrolls, and I don't know what that takes to happen. But I don't know. The gameplay here is good, and if you're playing an NES game, you're playing it for the gameplay anyway. So
Yeah.
it's I can't believe I'm saying this, but if you never played Mega Man 2, play Mega Man 2 because it's good. And the part of that I can't believe is that people would have never played Mega Man 2.
Yeah, well, that's hard to believe, but I think there's a lot of youngsters around today who have not played any Mega Man game.
They're so good though.
They are good.
Yawning.
Let's go around the horn here real quick. Favorite Mega Man games, Eric?
X.
Oh, okay. The first one?
Yep.
Okay.
Mega Man X. Never played any of the other X ones, but I grew up with that. That's what introduced me to Mega Man as a child. So that's the whole reason I went back and even played the other Mega Mans.
Cool. Nadia?
Well, I wonder if this counts, but for the Game Boy Advance, they had a series of RPGs with Mega Man in them, and they were the Battle Network series. That was pretty fun for me.
I had a feeling you were going to say the Battle
Yep.
Network
Yeah.
series, Nadia.
Yep.
Had a good feeling.
I never played one of those. What are they like?
Well, they're role playing games, obviously, but it tells a story of Lan and Mega Man. So just like the television series, I believe it's been so long since I played it, but yeah, he's just a regular, I school student, and and he does virus busting. So, but that's pretty much how I could just describe it. But it was pretty captivating for me because it's an RPG. Well, there you go. You could play, and it was really addictive as well because it takes a little bit of strategy, and because if you don't plan things out properly, the viruses could kill you. So, but yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty good because they're told like in a story format. So there's number one, number two, number three, and I think there was like a chip battle or something. I don't know, but they also had a couple for the DS, Nintendo DS, as well. But that features another protagonist, so that's as far as I know.
Cool. Another one of those game series I've always wanted to check out but never did.
Yeah.
Rick, what's your favorite Mega Man game?
Probably Mega Man X as well.
Okay.
That was the first one I was able to actually like be good at. So
I really enjoy X. Anyway,
It is a good game.
Anyway, it is a good game. How about you, Jason? Did you ever say? You didn't say.
No, Mega Man 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just have really good memories of that game. The original too, the first one, regular Mega Man. Played that a lot with my friends, taking turns at losing. But Mega Man 3, I don't know why. Just have really good memories of it.
Cool.
Another thing I wanted to add really quickly, I don't know if you guys remember, this is part of the Mega Man universe, but do you guys remember the Adventures of Tron Bonne
Sure.
for their PlayStation? That was pretty fun as well.
I don't remember that.
I think it was the
No,
PlayStation. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember her. And what was the Mega Man game called? Because I know there was one of those too. What was it? EX? Something like that?
And Bass? I know there was a Bass one.
Man, I don't remember. I do remember the Tron Bonne, but I don't remember the name of the Mega Man game. I know there was one. Those little guys with the look like yellow Lego guys with the yellow heads.
Yeah.
Those little robot guys. Remember those very well.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, we have two other reviews that went up pretty recently. The Walking Dead from Aaron and Michael posted a review for what is this? Speedrunners,
Speedrunners.
which was a new release for Xbox One. And he liked Speedrunners. I looked at. I'm skimming the review here. Gave it an 82 overall.
Mhm.
And The Walking Dead was given a 70. So
Ooh.
because we didn't review them, we can't really talk too much about them.
Yeah.
But good stuff.
I noticed that Aaron does not like Clementine's new haircut.
Let me take a peek.
That's how he ended the review.
You're right. You did. That's
I
pretty
guess
funny.
it was not well done. So I hope she tipped accordingly.
It's funny. I always tip too much, I think. I don't know. I'd rather tip too much than too little.
Absolutely.
Anyway, take us through the comic book rack, Jason, before we go to our segment.
Well, there's one more thing I wanted to talk about that we actually missed, and that is Need for Speed Payback. Yeah, that was announced this week by EA and Ghost Games, and it is allegedly, well, it's gonna be out by the end of the year, of course, but allegedly it's going to have a very heavy emphasis on story. I've heard this before with racing games, and I have never really seen it come to fruition to any great extent. But allegedly, that will be the case. This will have a heavy story component, and it involves you racing against a nefarious cartel who rules the city's casinos, criminals, and cops. And it's called The House. And you'll play as, I guess, one of three characters, or maybe you'll play as all three characters. Tyler, who is a racer, Mac, who is a showman, and Jess, who is a wheelman. So you'll have those characters in there. You'll have some bad guys, and of course you'll have a hell of a lot of cars. If you do go to the story on BG right now, it's right near the top, and it actually, I mean, the trailer looks fantastic. The racing looks great. As all of these trailers do for Need for Speed, it always looks great. I don't know about the story components, but we'll see. So I'm sure we'll see a lot more at E3 next week.
If the guys at NetherRealm can make fighting games have compelling stories, I don't see any reason why a racing game can't have compelling stories.
Yeah.
So they just need to execute it correctly.
Right. Yeah, it seems like it never clicks for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's me, but it seems like it never clicks for some reason. But I hope so.
Right. I'm just saying it's possible.
Oh, you know what? One really cool thing that you can do is you can find derelict cars and like rebuild them, which is kind of neat.
That is pretty neat. But why wouldn't you just want to buy a new
I don't know.
good car instead of refer?
I don't.
That's fine.
I don't know. And if you pre-order, you can get a pack of cars, so you can go and check out those cars on the website too.
Neat.
Yes.
Okay,
No Switch version.
No, of course. I wouldn't. There wouldn't be. That'd be silly.
I just thought I'd throw that in there.
What's going on in the world of comics?
Well, so glad you asked. It was actually a fairly busy week. I mean, we had a couple of stories. We'll talk about a couple of San Diego Comic-Con things, which I can't believe we're talking about San Diego Comic-Con, but it's already that time of year. Right around the corner. It's next month. First up was Factory Entertainment, who has been revealing convention exclusives. And this week they took the wraps off of their Flash Star Labs Visitor Pass set. So you get 4 passes in here. You get a pass for Barry Allen, which is labeled Visitor. You get one for Cisco, one for Dr. Wells, and one for Caitlin Snow. And those are all labeled Researcher. And they come with like an actual like clasping thing that you can put on your belt, I believe. And it has like the extendable cord. So you can show people your pass. Seems pretty cool. Probably be good for cosplayers. But they will have that at their booth this year. Kind of a neat little thing. It costs $15. So there you go. So not that much money either. Also this week, yes.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Do they know that Harrison Wells isn't really who he? I'm very just upset about this whole thing.
Yeah, for the audience, Eric has been catching up on the Flash. He never watched it, and he is watching season 1 right now.
I'm very upset.
And you have gotten, yes, you have gotten to the revelation that the Reverse Flash is someone that everyone knew.
Yes. Rude.
Terribly. You like the show, though, right?
Oh, it's a great. I don't know if it's a great show mechanically. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Winning Emmys. We'll say that.
What's that?
I said it's not winning any Emmys.
Well, no, probably not. But
not all fun shows have to win Emmys. The Walking Dead doesn't. I love that show. You know what I mean?
No, honestly, the shows I like never win Emmys. So
Emmys are overrated.
Wow. Okay. So also this week, everybody's favorite collectible company, NECA, unleashed what I have dubbed the mother of all Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles exclusives. This is also a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive item. Well, sort of. It will be available on their website, but in limited quantities, I believe. It is a old-fashioned, as you would see in the 80s and 90s, collector's case for action figures, which meaning it's a plastic vinyl covered case with artwork all over it, and pretty cool artwork too. It's all harkening back to the original cartoon show, which is really neat. Except for the logo, actually, which is the current logo. But anyway, that's not that big of a deal. But it is this really cool collector's case. Even got a plastic handle on top. Inside gets just a little bit better. All 4 turtles are included in the set, and they are made to look like the classic cartoon iterations. Also in there, you get 2 foot soldiers, also done like the classic cartoon. You get Shredder done up like the classic cartoon, and you get a version of Krang that includes 2 different robots for him to move around with. You get the little pod type thing with the 2 legs, and you get this little thing with like 3 roller balls on the bottom that people should know from the old cartoon, but it just looks fantastic. This will not be cheap. It'll be $200, but when you take into account everything that you're getting in there, it actually kind of evens out that if you were buying all that stuff separately, you'd pay a lot for it anyway. So that was actually broken by a website called the Fwoosh, which is a toy website. They've got a ton of great photos up. So you should most definitely either just head right to their site, or if you click to the story on Brutal Gamer, you can find a link at the bottom and you can just check that out directly. But it is really awesome. If you are a Ninja Turtles fan, I mean, this is great. So watch for the online exclusive, or if you're going to the con, pre-order that or go pick it up at the NECA booth, because it's going to be, I assume it's going to be really hard to get, and it looks fantastic. So there is that. And moving on past San Diego Comic-Con, we got a couple of comic book stories this week. First is Venomverse, which I think we talked about on a past show, but it was detailed a lot more this week. And basically, this is going to be Venom, the Eddie Brock version, the current version of the character. He's going to be trapped on another world with a bunch of alternate universe Venoms, which of course will be other Marvel heroes who've been venomized in those other universes, so they all have the symbiote suit. And he will be hunted by a new group of alien villains who prey on the species that the Venom costume comes from. And I believe, let me see, what are they called? The Poisons. And so they will be fighting those guys. And it's I don't know. I like Venom a lot, but I'm not terribly sold on this. But this will be coming around in September, and it will actually have crossover issues. I didn't think it was going to, but it will. It will have issues called Edge of Venomverse, which will act much like the Edge of the Spider-Verse crossover books from last year. People probably remember. That was last year or the year before. So watch for that this fall if you're a Spidey fan or if you're a Venom fan. Let's see, what else did we have this week? I am looking on the fly because we don't have it written down. Oh, one more San Diego Comic unveiling from Factory, and that is Stan Lee's God Woke. This is exactly what it sounds like. Stan Lee put together, everybody knows Stan Lee. Stan Lee put together a graphic novel with a couple of pretty big talents from the comic book universe. And it is about God, the God Force, I guess, capital G. And it's about this force, I guess, coming into being in the universe and where it goes from there. It sounds like a really neat idea. I'm not terribly familiar with the book, but if you like Stan Lee, you don't necessarily have to be, because you can pick up a copy of this at San Diego Comic-Con signed by Stan and a couple of the other talents who are working on the book, and that's kind of a pretty cool collectible. So that will also be at the Factory Entertainment booth. We also had a preview of Harbinger Renegade #5 from Valiant Comics this week, which is starting to go into that whole massacre thing. This is actually the issue where a Valiant hero is apparently brutally slaughtered. So the preview that we have up doesn't have like anything in it. Like most of the panels are redacted. But you can go check it out. And I mean, it's they're really playing it up. So I guess this is going to be a big deal. They say it's going to affect the Valiant universe for years to come. So hyperbole aside, it could be pretty good. So make sure you check that out. That'll be out soon. And believe that is it for the comic rack this week, unless I missed anything. I don't think so. No, we're good. That's the comic rack.
Awesome. So take us in to our segment real quick. What are you looking forward to? What are you expecting? What are you predicting for E3?
Oh man. I'd like to see a lot of games from Nintendo.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm predicting that. I think most likely what they'll do is they'll talk about one or two titles that are coming out this holiday season and then stuff for next year. That's not what I want, but I think that's what they'll do. As far as Microsoft goes, I want to see Crackdown. I want to see more Crackdown. I think we will. I'm really looking forward to that game because I loved both other games in that series, and I am really amped to play Crackdown 3. So I hope to see that. I hope to see some stuff on Scorpio. I'm sure we're going to see tons about it. I would like to hear if they're going to do any sort of virtual reality or HoloLens integration, if HoloLens is ever going to actually get released. So we'll see about that, but that would be cool. And as somebody who's thinking about getting a Scorpio, because I do the majority of my gaming on Xbox One, and I would definitely upgrade that one. And Scorpio just so far sounds pretty fantastic. So I'd like to see as much on that as possible. Also Cuphead, but
Yeah, sure.
that's never coming. So as far as Sony goes, I mean, I think they're going to be talking about a lot of their big IPs, which they've got more games for coming up, including God of War. Probably going to be doing a lot on that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Honestly, from Sony, I want to see some PSVR stuff. I feel like PSVR was forgotten almost immediately. And they have just released Farpoint, which is very promising. I have not picked that one up yet, but I am trying to find a copy because I can't seem to find one anywhere. And it looks like a great game, a nice first-person shooter done in VR, and I really want to play that. And Star Trek Bridge Simulator, which I would be playing the hell out of, only you need to coordinate with apparently a bunch of real-life people to actually have it be fun, and that's not happening for me because I don't know anybody else who has a PSVR. But I feel like there's a ton of potential here. Like right out of the gate, we saw a couple of good titles. We saw integration starting with like Call of Duty, and then it just didn't really go anywhere until last month with Farpoint. So I would like to see some stuff on PSVR. Will we? Probably not.
Right. Yeah. I want to see a lot of the same stuff. I want to see Crackdown. I want to see Cuphead. It would be cool to see where We Happy Few is,
Yeah, that's a good point.
because it's kind of seems like it's kind of. I'm sure their devs are still working on it and everything. It hasn't gotten a lot of mainstream attention. That would be cool. I want to see Pikmin 4 announced. I don't think that's going to happen. I want to see it happen for the Switch. And I think that we're definitely going to see God of War.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's basically.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see another, and I know they won't do this because it's all Mario Odyssey, but I'd like to see another Mario 3D Land.
That would be good. I would like that. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to wait a while though.
Yeah.
Because Mario Odyssey is gonna have a huge. Oh, sorry, got the yawn. Mario Odyssey is gonna have a huge presence at the show for Nintendo.
Oh, totally.
Live stream. I just really think it would be cool to get a new Pikmin, or maybe even like I would even take a collection of Pikmin 1, 2, and 3 on the Switch. Like I would even take that. That'd be cool.
Should we dream big and say, let's hope there's a new Metroid?
Not yet. Maybe it's in development, but it's not coming yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, how
I want
about
to
you,
see Borderlands 3.
Ooh,
That's a good pick.
Yeah, but I'm on board with a lot of the stuff he said, Jason. I'm pretty excited to see and hear more about Scorpion, and hopefully they'll show us what it kind of looks like and what you can expect, and hopefully even a price point.
That would be nice.
Yeah. I know. So, and then obviously, just give me Cuphead all day long.
Ever?
I'm starting to think you're right.
I really want Cuphead though. Ugh. The yawns, Jesus, they just won't stop.
Well,
Nadia, what do you? Looking forward
They
to
really
seeing?
liven the show up.
Yeah, right.
For me, what I'm looking forward to is Exceed's booth. Obviously, I cannot go, but I'm looking forward to all the stuff that they have to show off at E3 because they're a small company, but they've worked really hard for the last couple of years releasing games and making sure that the games are the best quality that they could be. So I'm really proud of them for that, and I'm just looking forward to what they're releasing, and that's pretty much it. There's always going to be that one company that you're rooting for, and for me, it's going to be X8 Games because they were the ones that brought the Trails series over. So, and as you know, that's a big deal because it's such a wonderful series to get into if you're into RPGs and the like. But they've worked really hard. So, but yeah, pretty much that. But that's it.
Cool.
I don't know. I'm kind of like I don't know if I'm behind on it or what, but I'm like not think. Is there any like big rumor about anything coming out this year at E3? Not really, right?
I can't think of anything. Which that just means that the secrets are well hidden. We'll get blown out of the water.
Yeah.
Maybe. Actually, something I do want to hear more about is and I'm sure we're not going to get actual information about this from their show, but Nintendo in one of their Nindy Directs showcased a game called War Groove for the Switch.
Nindies.
The Nindies, yes, like it. But they showcased a game called War Groove for the Switch, which looks like a medieval Advance Wars. And I say that because it doesn't seem like there would be permadeath or anything like in Advance Wars, and it would be more grand scale strategy combat as opposed to Fire Emblem where you're using individual units. So I'm looking forward to that, and I haven't been able to figure out when that's coming out. So hopefully we'll get something for that at E3, even though it's an indie game. I'm pretty excited for it.
Nindies.
Okay, good.
That's my input. Nindies.
So this week I played through Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. That was my project this week.
Oh, that's what you meant by this.
And yeah, so Uncharted 1 especially, it's just
Yeah.
there's so many waves of enemies and they don't even make sense. Okay? It's just such a pain because you just want to see where the story's going and you want to explore and progress, and then you got 40 enemies throwing grenades at you and shooting you, and it's just a pain. It gets a lot better in 2 and 3, and I've heard it gets even better in 4, but I haven't played that one yet.
Yeah, four is good. I'm in the same boat as you. I don't care for this. It's something that is, even though 1 I think is the worst one, the regular Uncharted. It is a common thread throughout the entire series,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an incredibly annoying thread because, like you said, you want to progress the story, you want to move things forward, and even like even if there were you stop and you fight a couple of enemies, okay, great, that's cool, that's fun, you want that in a video game, but not like 300 friggin' guys. It's like they throw wave after, and you get rid of all the guys, and then there's another wave, and then you get rid of them, and there's another wave, and it almost feels like you're playing like horde mode.
And then you turn a corner, and there's a whole new wave of people.
Yeah.
And you know what?
I forget which one it was, Eric. I forget which one it was. I think it might have been 4, but I was even like avoiding guys as much as possible because there was a portion where you're moving through the jungle, and I think this was in 4. You're moving through a jungle, and there's guys that you can avoid. I was just avoiding as many guys as humanly possible because I just didn't want to stop.
It might have been. Now, see, not all of them. 2 and 3 are blending together for me because I played them in such close progression. But there was a part in, I think it was 2. I'm not even sure, where I think you could have avoided guys, but I'm not sure. I don't know. But if you can avoid guys, that's great because that is a huge problem with that series. There's so many people, and the main villain even addresses how many people you're killing because it's like, yeah, it's a video game,
But it's like Drake is a mass murderer. I mean,
Right.
it's insane. I mean, most video games where you take out this many guys are like war games.
Right. Right. Exactly. Or like, I mean, I guess
Or
it's not his
fantasy
fault.
stuff. You know, I don't
People
know.
are hunting him.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
he's not just killing people for no reason.
No.
But even the villain at the end of 2 is like, "Oh well, are you really different from me? How many people have you killed today?" And it's like, "Well, actually, several hundred." So,
83.
yeah, it's like a lot. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
I
they're
agree.
fun games. I just wish they toned down the waves a little bit, especially in the
Mhm.
first one. That's
I'm not sure why that never like I know that it was a thing. Like people noticed it and people commented on it. I remember this. But it seemed like they never really toned it down that much.
it's a little better in 2 and 3.
No, it is.
Because enemies at least make sense.
Yeah.
In 1, you would be in a part of the island that you're just discovering the first time in the story, and then all of a sudden there's a wave of 50 guys coming up, and it's like, well, wait, thought no one knew where this was. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But at least in 2 and 3, the presence of them makes sense, and the supernatural stuff that goes on
Yeah.
really threw me off.
Really?
Well, I wasn't expecting it.
Well,
Why?
because that's I mean it's like an Indiana Jonesy kind of a thing though.
Oh, I never saw those movies.
What?
Yes. Yep. Exactly. Excellent.
What? What?
Yep.
What?
Shocker.
Those films.
What?
Yep. Keep saying it's not going to change. Never saw those films.
What? What?
Oh
Start
boy.
with the crystal skull
What?
and work your
No.
way backwards.
I mean, then it'll only get better. I know the mythology surrounding these things, and I want to watch Indiana Jones. I just never got to, and just never had the chance.
Oh.
They're pretty good movies.
I understand that,
Just
but
watch the trilogy.
yeah. Well, what about the new one they're making?
No.
No,
There is no new one.
no, there is though. Not
No,
the
there isn't.
Crystal Cave Skull Boy.
I don't actually know what that is either.
The new one. They're making a new
No.
one.
No, there's only 3.
Okay.
Called
And there will
called
always
Back
only
to
be
Crystal
3.
Skull River.
How many Aliens films are there?
2.
Okay, that's fair. You know what's really interesting? In Aliens, because I've consumed a lot of new media this week. In Aliens, uh, the aliens don't seem that formidable. They just shoot them and they die.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I always had kind of been led to believe, 'cause I'd only ever seen Alien, so I never really knew. But like, shoot these things with guns and they die. It's not like they're invincible like Predator.
Absolutely. Well,
Alright.
Predator's not invincible either.
Well, no, but he's seems pretty. I never saw those movies either, so you know
Okay,
what?
well, you know what? Here's the thing. With Predator, you need to watch the first one. You absolutely need to watch the first one.
Oh yeah, I know. You have to get to the chopper.
And Predator 2 is actually not that bad.
Oh, doesn't he go to New York or something to hunt
Yeah,
lots of people or something?
but
dumb
you
like that?
but you need to watch Predator. It's just a super fun movie. It's really good.
Gotcha. Anyway,
Pretty dope.
But yeah, I mean, it wasn't the thing in Alien that they just didn't have any guns.
well, the thing in Alien was that they were on this spaceship and its
Yeah,
blood was made of acid.
yeah,
So if they killed it, they would have died basically because they would have been burned. They would burn through the thing. And yeah, they didn't have any guns,
yeah.
but I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I always just have been led to believe that they're so formidable and almost invincible.
Well,
But they're
I mean, they're pretty formidable creatures. It's just
well,
if
yeah,
you shoot one a million times with a pulse rifle, it's going to die.
Mhm.
yeah. Game over, man.
Game over.
Good movie.
What do you mean they cut the power?
They're freaking animals. What do you mean they cut the power? Oh, it's a movie. But
It's great.
yeah. How about you guys? What have you been watching and reading and playing? I've been talking a lot.
Oh man, so much stuff.
Well, I know Jason's been playing Street Fighter.
Non-stop. Um, Well, I installed Tekken.
That's a game.
What else have I haven't really played very much this week. You know what I played? I played WrestleMania 2000 and Quake 64 on the
Oh.
Nintendo 64. I played the two of those.
How'd that go?
And it went wonderful. Quake was exactly what I remembered. And WrestleMania and No Mercy, to me, never get old. I'm just a huge fan of wrestling from that time period, and those games are two of the best wrestling games ever made. So WrestleMania 2000 was a lot of fun. Plus, it has this really cool thing where I think, yeah, actually current wrestling games have this too, but you put it on computer versus computer, and you can just watch fantasy matches. And sometimes I do that if I'm doing something else, and I just leave that on. So that's fun too.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Like a TV show or whatever.
Yeah.
You just-
And I have been consuming quite a bit of television in the form of Archer.
Mm.
Funny show.
Yeah.
I thought you
Yes,
were talking for some reason.
it's very spotty for me watching that show. I watched like the first couple seasons, and then I did not watch it for a couple of years, and so now I watched season 4, 5, and I'm almost done with season 6, and it's
Wow.
just a really funny show.
The new season was not that good.
Oh no,
No.
Dreamland.
Yeah, I didn't particularly care for it.
It's a shame.
There's some
That is
funny
a shame.
parts. I mean, there's one reoccurring joke about who's the woman who is the HR person. She has like this family of a bunch of Chinese women. They're like 30 of them, and they all live in her house. It's really weird, but I mean, overall, it just wasn't that good.
Okay, that's a shame.
It is.
I thought it looked great. I liked the whole, 1930s PI
Yeah.
thing. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, it was just.
That's
I
too
mean,
bad.
you should still watch it, but I don't know. You'll see what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
I will definitely watch it, but that sucks.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they're. Do you know if they're doing another season?
I think they are. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
That's what I'm doing.
Cool. How about you, Rick?
I am playing Victor Vran.
Is it
It's
good?
awesome. Yeah, I really like it a lot. It's kind of like a Diablo. It's a little bit more action packed. A couple drawbacks though are the voice acting is horrendous. Like I have to turn it off. It's just really bad.
Oh my god.
It was just kind of funny because I was playing with my girlfriend and she's like, he sounds really pervy, and he kind of does. And
Oh
I was
god.
thinking about it too, though, and I was like, you know what? Because there's a lot of similarities to Diablo, and I was like, all the guys on Diablo sound pretty pervy, but they just don't make jokes. So maybe that's just like the drawback, is these guys making jokes and they're just not that funny. So,
Okay.
and then the other drawback that I don't know, I mean, I've only played maybe an hour or two of the game, but I don't think there's much like cosmetic um, customization, so that kind of sucks. There's definitely an RPG element because you got to get weapons and gear and all that jazz. But as far as I know, I don't think you like can change your outfit cosmetically. So it's a minor point, but just adds to the atmosphere.
Yeah, that does kind of suck when you can't see the, armor and stuff like that reflected on your character.
Yeah. So, but other than that, I think it's a pretty fun game so far.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's what I've been doing.
Nice. How about you, Nadia?
For me, a couple of things. I recently reached back out to geeks already trying to work something out to make it happen. Well, it already happened yesterday, so I wanted to see how that went, and I hope it went very well for them, and I'm looking forward to that. Also, I have reached out to something called Sailor Moon Celebration, which is a big. It's kind of like a. I haven't even heard of this. It was just on the news recently, and I just looked it up, and it sounds like it's like a convention for people to celebrate all things Sailor Moon, and that happens June 24th at the Ontario Science Center in Toronto. So that looks pretty interesting. So I reached out to the coordinators of that event to see if I could interview them to see I can't even talk now. Sorry, guys. Um, to see what inspired them to create this big event to celebrate Sailor Moon because I've never even heard of it. I've heard of anime conventions where you could celebrate whatever the heck you want, but I never heard of somebody devoting an entire day to come out and to actually celebrate this series. So a few voice actors are going to be there, and that looks pretty cool. And what else? What else have I been doing? Let me see. Oh, right. So every Friday, I've decided to actually review uh, uh, anime called Chrono Crusade. So I've had this anime for a couple of years now. I got that for Christmas, and I decided to review one episode a week just because to keep, my skills getting a little bit better with reviewing. So I don't want to fall out of practice. So that's what I'll be doing for the site for once a week. And I've also been catching up on America's Got Talent. So I don't know if you guys have been following that show.
No, I don't really watch it.
Yeah, it's actually I actually really enjoyed see, I can't even speak. The auditions for the show. So I've been catching up with that, and
Excellent.
so it's been a lot of fun to do. But that's pretty much my plans for right now. Other than that, not much.
I know a lot of people who watch that show. I haven't really watched it, but I know a ton of people who do.
Yeah, it's season 12 now, and I think Tyra Banks is hosting the show. So, and there's also Fear Factor on MTV, but I don't really watch that show. It's kind of gross, so just like
Yeah.
the channel. But Fear Factor's back on, and America's Got Talent's back on, and The World of Dance is a brand new show. So that's pretty much a busy week this summer for to watch all those cool new shows, and that's pretty much it for me. But that's what I've been working on, and hopefully it goes well in all. Couple of things that I want to do, but for me personally, to get some reviews out like once a week, it should be good to go. And also, I did a little bit of spring cleaning, and when I went to the closet where I have some of my stuff stored, I found a copy of my Archie comics. So I have quite a bit of those as well that I actually stumbled upon. I'm like, hey, that's something that I could review for a retro thing for fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I've got quite a bit, but that's pretty much it.
Cool. Well, thanks for letting us know.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how that stuff turns out.
You got a full TV plate there, man. That's a lot.
Yeah, well, I like I said, I wanted to contribute a little bit more this summer because I don't want to fall out of practice of the stuff that I actually like to do, but I don't want to pile it on so thick that I don't follow through with it. So the first thing that I'll tackle is Chrono Crusade, see how that goes for about a weekly basis to get through all 24 episodes. And then I'll move on to the next thing and see, but it should buy me some time while people try to get back to you or whatever. So that way I'm
Awesome.
just not sitting there.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome. Well, I think we're just about done, guys.
All right.
All right. Yeah, it's getting late anyway. It's almost midnight. Time to watch my bedtime.
Okay.
Just trying to make funnies.
You're good with that.
Oh yeah, I would know from your response. Oh boy. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining on this very special 30th edition. We'll see you next week, and we're gonna play some games. I know I'm going to. Hope that's right. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. As always, it's me, Eric, joined by Rick,
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Jason,
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys.
and Nadia.
Thanks for all of your support, guys. Take care.